Well, hello there, fellow e-bike friends, and welcome back to another episode of Electrified Reviews. Today we are reviewing the Surface604 Werk. This is a high-quality, approachable, and functional city electric bike equipped with pretty much every bell and whistle you could ask for. The Surface604 Werk comes in one frame size, 19 inches, which is good for riders from about 5 foot 8 inches to 6 foot 6 inches, and two colors, gray and sand, which is the one we're reviewing today. The Werk has a starting price of $2,599 USD, and Surface604 offers free shipping, a 1-year comprehensive warranty, and even a 7-day money-back guarantee. There's also quite a few upgrade and accessory options like a massive 20 amp hour battery for an extra $300 USD, a STEP-THRU NCX seat post suspension for $119 USD, which we highly recommend by the way, and an Ergotech rear view mirror for $40 USD, just to name a few. We have reviewed a lot of Surface604 e-bikes over the years, and to us the name has become synonymous with quality. So let's see how the Werk stacks up. The Surface604 Werk has a Bafang hub motor that can crank out 500 nominal watts and 750 peak watts of power with 65 newton meters of torque. This is kind of the Goldilocks zone for hub motors, where it's not so energy hungry that it'll gulp down the battery, but it's still more than powerful enough to flatten out even the meanest hills. This motor can bring the Werk up to a top speed of 20 miles per hour out of the box, or 28 miles per hour in the unlocked configuration. That 20 mile per hour mark is an important number because it keeps the Werk under the protection of Class 2 electric bikes, which are permitted in most areas at this point. That top speed can be reached using the thumb throttle or the torque sensing pedal assist. Unlike cadence sensors, torque sensors have virtually zero latency with motor activation and deactivation, and they also give you just the right amount of power based on how hard you are pedaling. In other words, it just makes for an incredibly smooth and seamless riding experience that feels like the motor power becomes an extension of your own power. So 10 points to Surface604. The battery on the Surface604 Werk is a 48 volt, 14 amp hour with Samsung cells that offers a max estimated range of around 45 miles in perfect riding conditions. But this is where those upgrade points really come into play. If you need even more range, there's a 20 amp hour version for an extra $300 USD that will get you around 65 miles of range. And something cool about the Surface604 e-bikes is that their batteries are cross-compatible between the different models. The Surface604 Werk is quite a bit lighter than some e-bikes, weighing in at just 60 pounds, while the carry capacity, on the other hand, is still a hefty 285 pounds. That's going to come in handy when loading up the rear rack, which is literally welded to the frame by the way, so that's not going anywhere, and the optional front basket. Between the low standover height and the lightweight frame, the Werk is an approachable e-bike that's also relatively easy to load and unload for transport. The Surface604 Werk also has STEP-THRU XCM front suspension with approximately 80 millimeters of travel and a heavy-duty through axle to further increase this ride's structural integrity. Even though the Werk is geared for urban commuting and maybe deliveries, it'll snack on moderate trails all day long. So if you want to take this ride on trails, go for it. Just stay clear of the black diamond runs. Now keep in mind the Werk is a hardtail, so if you want your ride to be extra plush, you can throw on a STEP-THRU NCX seat post suspension for an extra $119 USD. In the back of the Surface604 Werk, we've got a SRAM X5 derailleur with a 9-speed cassette paired with trigger shifters. This is another pretty serious upgrade point on the Werk that might even be considered A bit overkill, but honestly, we're happy to see it. The X5 can rifle through the entire cassette faster than the Flash on a good day, and it'll also keep that chain locked into place. To bring the Surface 604 Werk to a stop, we've got STEP-THRU Auriga hydraulic disc brakes, because, of course, with 180mm rotors in the front and rear wheels and built-in motor inhibitors to make sure that you have the shortest possible stopping distance. Seriously, this e-bike is just chock full of upgrades. These brakes could probably stop an aircraft carrier. Okay, not really, but they are incredibly powerful, and with the Kenda Quick 27.5-inch by 2.6-inch 7.5 tires, you'll have more than enough traction on road and off. And these tires also have K-shield protection to reduce punctures. And they've also got reflective sidewalls to increase visibility. For lighting, we've got a fairly powerful Bushell headlight and taillight, both of which are integrated directly into the electrical system. Wire management is on point, especially if you opt for the front basket since they are partially hidden behind it, and the wires are also internally routed. This keeps the Werk looking super clean, but it also protects the wires from getting snagged and ripped loose. The handlebar stem is adjustable, which means you can raise it for a more upright and relaxed riding posture, or you can lower it for a more forward, aggressive riding posture. The 3.5-inch LCD display can be locked with a passcode just like your phone. It's super bright, adjustable, and perfectly readable in direct sunlight. And it's an upgrade from the earlier models, which only had a 3.2-inch LCD display. On the left side of the handlebars, we've got the thumb throttle and independent button pad, and on the right side, we've got the trigger shifters and an old-school bell. The Werk, like all of Surface 604's offerings, is one of those rides that should probably cost about twice as much as it does. It's got premium components all around, is extremely well thought out in design, it's highly functional and upgradable. For anyone who needs a top-shelf commuter e-bike for urban riding and maybe some trail use too, the Werk is worth a serious look. Alright, awesome peeps, that is it for the review of the Surface 604 Werk. Now let's take it out for a ride.